Radio K, Real College Radio. We are joined live in Studio K with local metalcore band Awaiting Eschiel. How are y'all feeling coming off that performance?
I am tired and my throat hurts.
I'm right. I did not play my best, but it was really fun. I super enjoyed it. It's cool. This room is cool. So did you, buddy.
I had a lovely time.
I'm hot.
Awesome. Well, why don't you guys introduce yourself, give us names, instruments, and then tell us about the songs we heard.
I'm Koki. I play guitar, and yeah, I don't know too much about the song, so I'm gonna hand it this. I'm Cooper. I sing. Little fact about the last song: I did not have one lyric for that song. I was just yelling.
I am August. I play guitar. I don't know. Me and the bassist, we write these songs together, so he can talk about that.
I'm the bassist. I'm Rowan. We like writing songs.
In school.
My name is Will Rogers, and I play the bongos.
Awesome. Well, I was hoping you guys could, walk me through the beginning of like your musical lives. What were some of the first artists you got into, and like how did you get into hardcore music specifically? And were there any people who like really got you into music and inspired you?
We all, at least I can speak for August and Cooper, that we all,
Everybody else except me, maybe.
we all sort of got in just through like metal, and then like we were introduced to a hardcore show, and we were like, this is super cool. We want to mosh and stuff, you know.
Yeah, we kind of became this little friend group, and we're super into metal, so we would play like covers of like Pantera and stuff in our school rock band. And then one day, an old friend of Rowan's, before he transferred schools, invited him to go to a hardcore show. He took me along, and we got like super hooked right away. We brought August along like shortly after, and it was awesome. My dad and my uncle were super into metal always, so I kind of just would hear it from them. And then I was just introduced to it like just through them and stuff, and I would listen to, I don't know, I was like super big on like Megadeth when I was like 10.
I kind of just like jump on whatever these two guys are doing, Cooper and Rowan, because they're my best friends and they introduced me to all the music I like. But for like my own musical journey, if you will, like I was so huge into Nirvana when I was like, 8, 9, 10. Still my most streamed artist like to this day. But Cooper and Rowan were just like, bro, you're coming to a show one day. And I was like, great. Yeah. Oh my God. This is the worst show ever. They put me onto this band called Tsunami.
Oh, no.
Bad news. I thought it was so awesome though, and it kind of propelled a love of the.
There was a
music for me.
time.
It was pretty cool.
There was a time.
You want me to talk? Yeah, bro. Oh, cool. Well, growing up, I was really into, I learned the drums basically by myself, playing to like AC/DC and just like classic rock bands, and then that progresses deeper down to the grunge, and then it just keeps going on and on. Throughout my whole life, I was playing a lot of metal in my basement until I was about maybe like 18. I never joined an actual band, so I'm very proud that this is the first band that I actually got to play music with. But they've introduced me to a ton of like good metalcore, like more metal music, underground hardcore stuff, so I appreciate that for sure.
And along the note of like music discovery and like finding like starting to play music, how did you guys all pick up your instruments, like start making stuff?
For me, it was the school rock band. Nobody wanted to play bass, so I was forced to.
That's the best instrument.
I started on drums when I was like 5, so what is that, like 13 years ago now? My dad was a drummer primarily, and he put me on this little electric drum kit, and I played it for the longest time. And then a couple of years later, he got me this like ridiculous miniature Epiphone Flying V from Twin Town Guitars for like $60, and I loved it to death. And and I played it and played it and played it, and then I fell out of guitar and got super into drums. I started my first band with Rowan and Cooper called Final Decision. If anybody listening, if they know, they know. But that I drummed in that band.
They don't.
They don't know. I drummed in that band, and after we realized it was really bad, we broke up, and I got super into the guitar because Cooper asked me to write a song. So, yeah.
This, like, weird side note is this band was supposed to be a little fun project for me and Rowan to sing together. And so I just kind of was like, August, you're going to play guitar now. You're going to start writing stuff.
But they needed a bassist.
Yeah.
I don't even know how Koki started playing music. Koki,
I'll talk about. Okay. So my dad plays bass, and when I was just super young and listening to metal and stuff with him in the car, and whatnot, I was like, I'm trying to play guitar. So when I was, I think 7, maybe. Yeah, I was like 7.
You are 7, bro.
Yeah. Okay. When I was 7, I got my first guitar. It was an orange, like it's bright orange, little Jackson, tiny little guitar, and I played it like every day for so long, and I still have that guitar, but you know, it just kept going from there. That was it. Yeah.
My story is very short. My dad's a musician. He bought me a guitar. I hated it. And then I liked Pantera and like Dimebag Darrell, and I was like, okay, I want to play guitar solos. So I started playing guitar. That was about it.
And how did Awaiting Eschiel come together?
Well, yeah, I just
You
touched
kinda
on it a
mentioned
little
that
bit.
a little, but
Yeah, so it was originally, once our old band Final Decision broke up, me, Rowan, Koki, and 2 other fellows started a band called Seraph. And it's really fun. It's still really fun. We're still doing stuff all the time. We're going on tour with Seraph and Awaiting Eschiel, going tour this summer together. But August is like one of our best friends, and we kind of felt weird leaving him out. So we thought it would be fun to start another project and have him be able to play. And so, yeah, me and Rowan wanted to sing. He started playing guitar stuff, and then we were like, no one is going to be able to play bass for this except for him. So we had him play bass, and we recruited Koki, and then the story of Will is so funny. I used to work for a venue in Minneapolis called Flying V, and our old location there was a show, and we needed a drummer. Like, we had music, we needed a drummer real bad. And so I have this guy in mind. His name is Daniel. He plays drums in some local band, but he's really good. And I thought Stoneharp, the drummer in Stoneharp.
Oh yeah,
Julian. And so
Nice guy.
he's really good. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna hit this guy up and see if I can get him to drum for us. And I mistook Will for Julian at a show. And so I came up to him and I was like, yo, do you play drums? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I have an offer for you. You should join this band. I thought he was a completely different person. It was ridiculous. And then he just ended up being a really good drummer anyways. And then we were super lucky, and it kind of just spread from there.
You mentioned like other projects, Seraph, Final Decision, but I was wondering like what's different about Awaiting Eschiel. I mean, again, you've talked on that a little, but
This is me and Rowan's band,
Sometimes it's a little too different.
basically. Like, me and him so the writing process is pretty isolated. Me and Rowan go to school together. Me and Rowan and Cooper all go to school together, but we have a 4th period where we're all a teacher's assistant for the band teacher, and it's just a prep hour for her. So we just chill out and play guitar for like an hour every day. It's sweet. And that's kind of like the evolution of the writing now, but like how it started is I wrote the first song, I showed it to Rowan, he wrote a part, and since we didn't have any other members, it was just me and him. And then we just kept writing, and now nobody else does any of the writing because I've offered, and the vibe I get is everybody's just too afraid to try and write what we write. No offense, guys.
No, you're
But-
right. You're totally right.
Yeah, I want to let Rowan talk about it a little.
Writing as in like they do all the guitars,
Yeah.
and then I write my own lyrics, and Will does his own drum stuff.
Yeah, they write their own parts, but
And
like
obviously Koki does his harmonies as well.
we make the songs.
I feel like Awaiting Eschiel is definitely inspired by a lot of different bands than Seraph is, and a lot of our writing is just like me and August just messing around making stuff that we like usually, And I feel like that's where it differs from Seraph.
Yeah.
No.
Seraph is a very like, the writing process for AE is just those two guys, and then they bring the other two together and finish the song, and then I write lyrics after. The Seraph writing process is like me, Koki, Rowan, and River will all just be in a room together for 2 hours, and we'll either come out with nothing or a song. And it's just kind of like, we're inspired very differently, and we have very different goals. So it's a different branch, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And on the note of like okay. On the note of like inspirations and stuff, what are you guys' like big influences?
Misery Signals.
Yeah.
Between the Buried and Me.
BT Bam, yeah. Well, like their first record. Misery Signals, first few. Yeah, go ahead, Rowan.
No, I was telling you to stop cuffing them.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, Between the Buried and Me, Misery Signals, a little bit of Hope's Fall.
Prayer for Cleansing in there.
Yeah,
At the very start.
I hear some prayer for cleansing.
Yeah, Misery Signals is the big one. That's. I mean, we try to stray away from like stealing and really copying other bands really hard. So, I mean, I think most of our music is pretty, of in its own. You know what I mean?
It's I don't try to keep it super unique. I have like I say I have a method, but I really don't. Where I just don't listen to a ton of music. I'm bad at keeping variety within my music taste. I have like 4 or 5 bands that I really love, and I feel like the small sample size of other music that I listen to doesn't super duper influence what I write. And so what I write kind of just comes from me, as opposed to the songs that I listen to.
That's awesome. And you guys have put out one release, self-titled demo, and also you put out a song on the Barbed Wire Industries Twin Cities Unity Comp, both this year, I think, right? Yeah. And I was wondering how both those came about and like what the recording process looked like and how they differed.
It took a long time to get that demo recorded.
We started writing songs
Last
April or May of last year. Yeah, April. Yeah. And then we started recording November.
No.
It was November.
It was November. And then we had the 3 songs on the demo for like
2 months.
2 or 3 months before that.
Because when was y'all's, sorry to interject, when was your guys' first show?
Oh my gosh.
It was
March.
It was the first show at the new Flying V location.
It was like in the basement,
Empty Shell
right?
Casing and Seraph. That was our second show actually. I think that was November 3rd. It was either November 3rd or like November 7th. Yeah, around there. And then we recorded the demo next week, like the week after that.
Yeah. We had been a band for way too long.
Cooper didn't have lyrics for like 2 or 3, or like all of the songs at the first show, and then he had all the lyrics when he came to record.
It's a common issue.
He's busy.
But yeah, what did the recording process look like? Like, how do you record it? Who recorded it?
Our demo was recorded by Max Mirvik. He did all the Seraph stuff as well. He's in a band called Valeska Surat. I believe they played here. Amazing. It was fast. We recorded all of the guitars and bass in one day, all of the drums the next day, and then all the vocals the last day. And then the Twin Cities Unity song, it was, did we do it all in one day?
Yeah.
We did it because we did it. It was Will did drums first, and then Will did drums, and then you guys did guitars, and I did vocals. It took like 4 hours, I think.
I was watching you guys record.
Yeah, but that was Jake Watson. He plays guitar now for Blood.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact about the demo: we recorded it in a Fresh Time Market.
Yeah, above it.
Above it.
Inside.
I mean, it's in the same building.
In the bathroom, yeah.
That's what it says in the CD. It says we recorded it at Fresh Time Market.
We basically did.
We basically
That's what it
did.
says on Google Maps, right?
And, I loved the demo. I thought it was great.
Thank you.
And I was wondering if there's an album or an EP on the way. I mean, you mentioned
Yes.
a little, but...
Me and Rowan have 9 of the 10 songs for the album written right now.
Awesome.
And you heard 2 of them that are going to be on there. The one that's on the Twin Cities Unity Comp and the last song we played are both going on that album. We're in the works teaching another one to the band, and we write one more. We aim to like have it all learned and start recording after tour. So like July, August time.
Awesome. And speaking of tour, you guys just announced that tour with Seraph. How'd that come about? And are there any shows you guys are really looking forward to on that?
We have been.
Give this to everyone.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if "we" is the best word, but I'm not trying to be. Yeah. Well, we've been waiting for a long time to announce the tour. We have wanted to tour for a long time. It's hard. All of us are in high school in both bands except for Will. So once we finally got this opportunity, Seraph got signed to Days Records from Connecticut, and we put out a promo with them last November. And the owner of the record label was basically like, "Are you guys gonna tour this? Like, you should tour this." So after the promo came out, me and Dean from State of Mind Touring started mapping out a tour all across the states, which took forever, and it's still not really even done. We have a couple unannounced dates in the East Coast. For shows that we're excited for, I'm sure I can speak for everyone saying that we're excited to play Hellfest in New Jersey. Yeah, no, that's crazy. We actually got offered to play Hellfest before our demo even came out, and we were all like freaking out. It was crazy. But yeah, Hellfest, personally, I'm really excited to play Rubber Gloves in Denton, Texas with our friends in Rosa Sharon, Empty Shell Casing, Ozone. Oh yeah, I forgot they were on that. That's going to be awesome. What about you, Cookie?
I'm very excited for Hellfest as well. We had a really dope New York show that fell through, which is okay. But shout out
I
for
saw
Ment.
that.
But we have it's in Connecticut, right? There's a tough one coming.
Yeah, we the New York date is changed to CT.
Yeah, I mean, Hellfest, man. It's going to be, I'm so excited for that because I just want to go to Hellfest. Like, all the bands that are playing are super sick, and that's going to be like a life-changing thing to see, let alone to play, right? But outside of that, we've got some friends in a band called Kopesh down in OKC, and that's going to be a really fun show. But I'm really excited. We're going to play an arcade in Milwaukee with Balmora, Azshara, Holda, 15 Rima.
That'll be sick.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that.
That's gonna be a big.
Can I say something quick? That show, Awaiting Eschiel and Seraph are playing back-to-back 15-minute sets with no pause in between the sets. Like, Awaiting Eschiel's playing, and then Seraph's playing instantly after, like, guitar changeover we're playing.
Well, we share so many members, and that's how like the tour came along pretty easily because we can all fit in a big van. A show I'd be excited for is probably just the one in Baton Rouge, because I love Louisiana. I think it's very awesome. That's all
That's all I'm gonna say. No, am I gonna talk about the Baton Rouge show? No. All I'm gonna say is Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You better watch out.
And I mean, you touched on it a little, but like, you guys are new, and like, you're playing Hellfest within your first year as a band. Like, how has it been? Kind of, because I mean, not to ask about Seraph as well, but like Seraph, got signed, and then like it seems like Awaiting Eschiel is kind of currently blowing up to a degree.
I hope so.
I mean, hopefully, right?
If that's the year, you're definitely.
I mean, hey, it's a big tour, like that's playing true. Hellfest.
It's a big opportunity.
Afira, Afira. I mean. It seems like you guys are on the threshold, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And I was wondering, like, you guys are all in high school. How does it feel?
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I'm extremely grateful for all of the like opportunities we've been given. Lumpy, Senti, like, we seriously couldn't have done it without those guys. Like, Lumpy has helped us out so much, and Seraph, and then like Senti with Fear and stuff. Like, all those dudes have helped out a bunch, and Dean, State of Mind. Like, I'm extremely grateful for all the things that Greg. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Greg.
He's the one that got us on Hellfest.
Yeah. Exactly. Those guys. I'm extremely grateful for all the opportunities we've been given as a band.
Yeah. Touching on the high school, like, it's my dream's literally coming true. Like, I get to spend a month on the road with my best friends doing nothing but playing music, and like, me and Rowan and the drummer and Seraph are graduating in a week or two.
Oh, and sorry, August. But it's still like, I mean, we had been doing this for a year prior in high school, and it's just crazy. It's like, I am so thankful and grateful, and obviously it doesn't all come from like luck, but it feels that way sometimes because it's just like, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
I feel incredibly lucky to have the friends that I have in Cooper and Rowan, especially just because like the way that I am as a person, if I could have all the musical talent in the world, but I wouldn't assert myself in the way that Cooper asserts Awaiting Eschiel into everything that Seraph is doing. It makes me feel like an industry plant sometimes because he's just like, well, Seraph's playing this, well, Awaiting Eschiel's coming along too, is that okay? And then they're like, yeah, sure. And so I take that as an opportunity to prove myself. And I'm really excited to do that. And yeah, I just feel incredibly grateful and lucky, and I am so glad that my past self wanted to play so much guitar.
Yeah.
You want to say anything?
No.
Okay.
It's not in high school.
Well, I guess not, but like you got this thing coming up. He's 19.
Well, yeah, Minneapolis has like a pretty great hardcore scene.
Greatest city ever.
And I was wondering, you could that's
Sorry,
good. You can say hell.
Sure, we did that.
What do you think separates it from like other hardcore scenes? What do you think makes it special?
There's such a tight-knit community in this place, and I don't have much to say about it other than that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Everybody knows everybody in this scene. Everybody's rooting for everybody in this scene, and it's an incredibly supportive thing. Like, if anybody's jealous of me or if I'm jealous of anybody, they won't know. I'll put my supportive foot first for the people in this community because I know they'll do the same for me, and that's kind of the synopsis of it.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's pretty much like, we have a lot of like younger people. Sorry, bro. We have a lot of younger people in the community, obviously. But when you look at all the other scenes, you have pretty like a pretty big variety of age range. But I feel like the Minneapolis scene is more on the younger side right now. I don't know if you guys would agree.
For sure.
But I mean, that keeps the scene alive for like years and years on end, I feel like.
Yeah, hardcore is a very youth-driven. And I think it's really important that the youth stay in hardcore because that's what lets it thrive. And a lot of places, it just kind of, kids stopped being interested in it, and so it kind of slowly started fading out.
If you get into hardcore when you're like 24, you're a loser.
But yeah, and if you're like a kid listening to this and you play any instruments or you can yell into a microphone, start a band. A million people start a band. If you don't know how to play an instrument, buy an instrument and start a band. It doesn't matter if it's like literally noise, start a band. Do it. Yeah.
People pay to see those noise shows, man.
Yeah. There's money.
It's good. It's cool stuff.
And we have one question we like to ask every band that comes in. You guys could play one show with 5 other bands, dead or alive, any bands, and it can be any venue too. Who would you pick and where would you pick?
Do we have to do this individually or?
You can do it either way.
Because we have 5 people.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take a band, and I don't know about the venue. Rexplex, actually. Rexplex, where they used to have Hellfest in like 2004. Have you seen the
like that.
2004 like Perfect Lensing
Yeah,
Hellfest video?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
in that place. It was
Crazy.
Play there so bad. Venue and top 5 or like 5 bands dead or alive you want to play with. Yeah. I would want to play. Oh, that is so hard. That is crazy. I guess I have to go with the obvious answer and say like Misery Signals. Me and Rowan are so big on Misery Signals. On the band account, we have like a little DM with Jesse Zaraska, the singer, going, and we just like talk to him sometimes. And I've definitely nerded out about like Misery Signals YouTube videos, and we've definitely done some fanboying. But he's a super nice guy, and I would love to play with him and his band just to get to know those people. Like, it would be so cool.
Personally, I've always saw the videos of Josh Grabell's Basement, the owner of Trustkill, and like all of the big Trustkill bands and like upcoming East Coast bands playing down there looked so awesome. So playing there would be a dream. I'm pretty sure there are no shows there. There haven't been for a long time. But it would be that venue, and like you said, 5 bands?
5 bands, but you can each pick one, I guess, or you can all pick 5. Either way.
I think it would be, for me personally, if I could only have one, it would be Seven Angels, Seven Plagues. I talked to one of the guitarists, Matt, pretty frequently. They're my favorite band of all time. Jasmine's Lullaby is, I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours.
So good.
It's so amazing. And I've talked to so many members trying to get them to reunite, and I don't think it's going to happen. But if it could be anything, I would want to play with Seven Angels anywhere in the world. I don't care, as long as I get to see them, really.
Let's see. I'd probably want to play the same place that August just mentioned. What's it? Rex something? Yeah, that. The One Hellfest venue. And I'd want to play with End This Day, Seven Angels, Seven Plagues. This might sound kind of crazy, but Floor Punch and All Out War and Kickback.
Well, did Rowan go?
Oh, Rowan.
I can't.
He's still thinking. Well, since my kind of more alternative upbringing was pretty mainstream at the start, when I was younger, as in like middle school age, all those mainstream alt bands did a lot for me. So I fell in love with the Woodstock footage when I was growing up in middle school. Like fell in love with it. Like would watch hours and hours of footage, which I know Woodstock has its controversies, whatever. But it did do a lot for me. So I'd probably say, give me Limp Bizkit and Woodstock, Awaiting Eschiel on the flyer too.
If you're listening. I don't really have a venue in mind. I don't watch enough like live shows on YouTube, but I'd want to play with like really really early Between the Buried and Me. Only their first album, they're self-titled, or their second album,
Like
but
2002.
yeah, but super early. I just think they're awesome, and they're like super progressive and cool, and
Underappreciated.
yeah. Well, their first albums, they blew up and like sold
They
out.
sold
sort
out.
of.
They sold out.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, final question. What shows do you guys have coming up? And are there any recording or announcements we can look forward to?
Is the 612 one still happening?
No. We have 22 shows coming up. 23?
23? I thought it was like 19. Bro.
It's like 21 or 22. 20-ish shows coming up from June 18th. Oh no. 19th. June 20th, right. June 20th. June 20th at X-Ray Arcade in Milwaukee, and then there to Texas, Jersey and back shows every day, a couple holes there, and we come back. We're playing at home on the 13th of July. It's unannounced right now, but you'll have a poster for that soon.
Awesome.
Are we releasing anything?
Oh, that single.
A single?
Oh yeah, we're gonna, the second song we played tonight on the Twin Cities comp, we're gonna drop it as a single before we go on tour.
Awesome.
Hopefully.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. It was awesome to have you. Love having metalcore in. You've been listening to Awaiting Eschiel on Radio K, Real College Radio.